So on the map, I saw a place that's called Mountain Meadows Massacre. So we decided to stop here and see what that's all about. It's too hot for Thora to come out and see the site, so Aaron and Thora are staying in the Gladiator. The Mountain Meadows Massacre. In early September 1857, about 140 people camped in this valley. Most of them were families from northwest Arkansas. They were headed to new opportunities in California. Beginning on September 7th, the camp was attacked by a group of Mormon militiamen and the Paiute Indians they had recruited. In a 5-day siege, the attackers killed at least 10 men who fought valiantly to defend family and friends. The immigrants fought off their attackers until September 11th, when Mormon militiamen entered the encampment under a white flag of truce. The militiamen deceived their victims into surrendering weapons and property in exchange for protection and safety. The militiamen separated the immigrants into 3 groups and marched them from the camp. The wounded and some small children rode in wagons, followed by women and older girls on foot with other children. Men and older boys walked some distance behind, each escorted by a Mormon militiaman. At a prearranged signal, militiamen shot the men, older boys, and some of the wounded. Mormons and Paiutes surged from their hiding places and in a matter of minutes massacred most of the remaining immigrants, except for the 17 small surviving children. Only one, John D. Lee, was brought to a trial and convicted. He was executed near here on March 23, 1877. So apparently up here on this hill is some sort of a memorial, so we'll walk up there and check it out. In memoriam, in the valley below between September 7th and 11th, 1857, a company of more than 120 Arkansas immigrants, led by Captain John T. Baker and Captain Alexander Fancher, was attacked while en route to California. This event is known in history as the Mountain Meadows Massacre. So here's the names of everyone that died. About 140 people were in the caravan that arrived at Mountain Meadows. About 10 of the people were murdered in the initial attack. About 110 were murdered in the final massacre. Of those 110, 35 were children ages 17 and younger, 13 were women ages 18 and older, 33 were men ages 18 and older, and there are those that identities are uncertain or unknown. 17 children ages 6 and younger survived. They were distributed among local Mormon families, including families of some of the men who carried out the massacre. The children were held by those families until 1859, when the United States government returned them to relatives in Arkansas. So it looks like in that direction is the memorial to the men and older boys and the memorial to the women, children, and wounded. And then over here is the immigrant campsite, and looks like there's a monument down there. So we'll go check that out. This is definitely a part of Old West history that I was not aware of. One thing this memorial is really not making clear is why. Why would Mormons and Paiutes want to kill, a wagon train of pioneers? I don't really understand it. So now I'm at the memorial for the women, children, and wounded. In honored remembrance, May we forever remember the women, children, and wounded who died near here on September 11th, 1857, as part of the Mountain Meadows Massacre. They were killed without just cause. Most lie in unmarked graves somewhere in this valley. Only 17 small children survived. They were later reunited with their extended families in Arkansas. So now I'm at the memorial to the men and older boys. Never to be forgotten. In memory of the immigrant men and boys from Arkansas massacred here in Mountain Meadows on September 11th, 1857. Their lives were taken prematurely and wrongly by Mormon militiamen in one of the most tragic episodes in Western American history. May we forever remember and honor these buried in this valley. May we never forget this tragedy, but learn from the past. So in front of us here is the gravesite memorial. This rock cairn is patterned after one that was built in May 1859, almost 2 years after the Mountain Meadow Massacre. The original was 50 feet around and 12 feet high. It was topped by a cedar cross extending another 12 feet high. The original memorial was damaged over several decades by vandalism, floods, and erosion. In 1999, the memorial received some attention, and volunteers from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints prepared the site for the memorial that stands here today. So the cairn you see here is composed of stones from the original cairn. One thing I feel that this memorial fails to communicate is the motive for why the Mormon militiamen and the Paiutes wanted to attack these immigrants heading to California and massacre them. I don't really understand the relationship between the Paiute Indians and the Mormon militiamen and what incentive the Paiute Indians had to be involved with this massacre. If anyone understands the motive behind the massacre and the relationship between the Mormon militiamen and the Paiutes, please let us know in the comments below. I want to emphasize that this video is not being made to disparage Mormons, and we don't have prejudice against any religion. But it's so strange, why did this happen? Despite the gruesome nature of this video, I hope you learned something about United States history, because I know I did. I wasn't aware of the Mountain Meadows Massacre at all until just today. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video. And please subscribe to Searching for History. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Well, girls, are you ready to hit the road?
We're ready.
All right, let's head into Hurricane and see if we can find our Airbnb.
Okay, let's go.